Welcome back to another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Darren and Rob. That's Darren, I'm Rob. This week we're continuing to tackle the NFC South division. Today we're going to be talking about the New Orleans Saints. Uh,
Oh,
do you got anything to say about the New Orleans Saints going into this offseason, Darren?
very interesting team. Very interesting team. One of my sleepers to actually go and take the NFC for real. To be honest with you, um, they're stacked. They're stacked, like stacked. Um, Chris Olave, me both know what he can do. Obviously, went to OSU, watched a lot of his games. We know what Michael Thomas can do when he's healthy. Jarvis Landry, I think, is about to get a reboost. Now that he's not in Cleveland, he's back in the South. I think that's going to be dope for him. I think that fan base got something to very much be happy about, and their defense is still there to play. I like the Mario Davis at linebacker. Obviously, they got Tyrann Matthew. I think that's very big for them in that secondary, as well as Marshawn Lattimore, obviously one of the best corners in the game.
I think the New Orleans Saints are good on paper, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to translate to wins on the field. I feel like out of any team in the NFL, this team is going to underachieve. Um, I don't believe they're going to be a 500 football team, especially for the long term of the season with Jameis Winston being their quarterback. And that's just because Jameis is so, how would you say, he's hot and cold. And like the biggest thing I'll say about Jameis Winston is he gives me Brett Favre vibes. I feel like he hasn't seen a throw he doesn't think he can make. He thinks he can make every throw that you ask him to, and he's not afraid to throw it. Doesn't matter if there's two people covering the guy or three people. So I think the biggest thing is Jameis Winston going to become a better decision maker, and we haven't seen that yet in his career, in his NFL career. So I do not expect a lot out of him. If anything, I expect a high. Maybe he's going to have the yards. I definitely think he's going to have the yards and the touchdowns, but I think he's going to have the same interceptions, and I think that's what's going to hold this team back.
I mean, I disagree with you. I think if they're depending on who the new head coach is, you would know to balance it out and to keep the ball on the ground as well. So I don't know if you're really just going to throw it nonstop. I think this is another one of those teams where you you make it look good, so a free agent wants to come there. So somebody who's not happy with their situation can figure out if they're a free agent to get to this team. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
This is going to be a squad for. I didn't wait. Hold on, Rob. You're tripping. Andy Dalton can play good.
That's not true. Andy Dalton needs a lot of things working around him for him to play well.
This team is going to have all those things working around them.
Are we sure about that? Andy
I'm not.
Dalton doesn't play well with pressure in his face. Andy Dalton doesn't throw well on the run. You can't have him running for his life the whole game. He has to be able to stand there, sit there, make his reads, and throw the ball.
I think
Um,
this team was built like that, right? For a pocket quarterback.
yeah, but you need him to. He's not. If Andy Dalton's running for his life out the pocket because a pocket collapsed on him super quickly, and now he's running and trying to make a throw on the run, that's not um what's the word, preferable for
That's not
him.
ideal.
Ideal, yeah, that's a better word. It's not ideal for him, and
It's
Andy
not
Dalton's
ideal for
probably only
Drew.
going to win like 4 games if something happens to Jameis Winston. Andy Dalton is an okay quarterback.
It's
He's
not ideal for any quarterback to
I
be
think
running.
he's the definition of, I don't want to call him mediocre, but he's one step above mediocre.
Um, all right, look, forget that. Yeah, I gotta disagree with you in the sense that Jameis Winston might throw picks. He's going to throw picks, of course, but I also think they're going to balance it out. Balance it out by I don't know, Jet Sweeps and Alvin Kamara, obviously, and Mark Ingram. You got a double headed running back system right there. So I just don't know. I think Jameis Winston played good last year when he was in. And he beat
Did
Green
he?
Bay.
Hold on. I got we gotta look at this nigga's game logs.
He beat Green Bay first week.
All right.
Stomped him.
So
5 touchdowns.
game one, five touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 148 yards. Game two, oh man, I lost my place. 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 111 yards. Game three, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 128 yards. Game four, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 226 yards. Game five, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 279 yards. Game, what game is this? Game six, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 222 yards. And the game he got hurt, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 56 yards. So he's 14-3 last year. Um, but like you said, a bulk of those touchdowns came week one. So he only had 2 crazy games from a quarterback standpoint. All
Is
the other
that
games were
what?
pretty damn solid.
I don't know.
I think this team goes as far as Jameis Winston takes them. I think if James, it just depends on the week Jameis is having. Is Jameis having a bad game this week or a good game this week? And that's going to be determined the Saints
And
season.
well, they might also go to two quarterback situation and play it. Like I think ultimately Andy Dalton will win you games as well because he won't turn over the ball like Jameis Winston. And I think what you were saying, what it's not ideal for him to be throwing the run. When he throws on the run, he's usually throwing it out of bounds. He's not Jameis. When he knows he can't make the pass, he doesn't try to make the pass. It's two different types of that's just two different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if he is, and I also think this obviously they lost their left tackle to the Dolphins, but I think this team is still built to protect the quarterback first. And I don't know. I just think that can really benefit them. I also like their tight end, Adam Trout. I want this shout out. Is Taysom Hill still there?
The Google says he is, but he's not on the depth chart.
Hmm, weird.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not on the depth chart.
Yeah, that's weird. Um, I gotta really look that one up. We gotta find that one out. But I think they're built to protect the quarterback more than even Taysom Hill's situation. They're built to protect the quarterback and let him get a clean pocket to get a good throw in. And I don't think they really face too many pass rushers in their division. Maybe Deion Jones, not Deion Jones. Thou shalt not Grady or Brian Burns. Um, they face the linebackers from Tampa Bay, but it's not really the people on that defensive. As long as I can, much as I can remember. I think this team is nice. I just think as long as he doesn't turn over the ball dramatically, and essentially that's just don't overthrow Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry by themselves have the craziest catchphrases I've ever seen in my life.
Mm.
Like they can just bend their bodies to catch it in a different ways.
I'm really happy Jarvis got himself out of Cleveland. I think Jarvis is one of the better receivers in this one of the better receivers in this league, and he's very underappreciated. My biggest thing about Jarvis, especially when he played for the Browns, was he was that one player that kept me up at night because I feel like he's just a dog of a receiver. He just has a different mentality about him, and he just does all the dirty work as a receiver. I think if anything, he's their quote unquote X factor of this team. That's going to help them get over that hump per se.
I think this is easily one of the best receiving rooms in the NFL. Oh, Taysom Hill is at tight end.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah, tight end. I was wondering why Nick Vannett, and Jawan Johnson was so far down. But yeah, um, they're just extremely talented. I like Adam Trotman too. I really don't know what their head coach is going to do. Do we know anything about their head coach?
I don't even know who their head coach is, honestly.
I personally don't know either off the top of my head. Sean Payton retired and then it's out. Why is it the same?
American football coach Sanks. He served as a head coach for the Oakland Raiders from 2012 to 2014.
He was there before we got Derek Carr. It's a different NFL than it was then. So I got to know what he was doing before, since he was doing like before, like since then. Like the game has changed a lot. Do we know anything else? Any other team that he was a head coach for? Not head coach, offensive coordinator for anything. Anything that can.
Um, Before he was a head coach, Allen served as an assistant coach for Dan Reeves, uh, Jim Mora, Sean Payton, and John Fox. 12 of these years were spent on Payton's coaching staff. Oh, here we go. This is exactly what you want.
This is exactly what I was looking for.
So he's only been a
Oh,
head coach for the Raiders.
he went straight to the Saints after the Raiders defense. The coordinator. So he's been with the defense. So he's been with them. He's been defensive coordinator. Okay,
And it
so
looks like
then
he's
the
a
question
defensive guy.
I hate the other. I say I hate to keep going deeper with this. Then the question becomes, who the hell is going to be their offensive coordinator? Because they got weapons, and you can't really just say, "Oh, a defensive guy is going to," you know what I mean?
Pat Carmichael. I'm sorry,
Pete
Pete
Carmichael
Carmichael.
will return. Oh, so he was already there. So this is the exact same situation that Tampa Bay did. Essentially, let the coordinators run everything. That's what they're doing. That's interesting. That's interesting. Well, if that's the case, I expect their defense to be really good, obviously, because they have a defensive head coach. And their offense is just stacked. So they have to be good, too. And if you already worked with Jameis Winston for 1 year, oh, you're good.
They definitely should be good on paper. Do we know how long Marcus Davenport's going to be out for?
What happened?
He had a shoulder injury.
Oh, nah, do not know.
That's tough. If they can stay healthy, they should be able to make the playoffs, in my opinion.
I agree.
All right.
100% agree.
So let's go ahead and check out their schedule. They start week 1 at the Atlanta Falcons.
They're going to win. It's definitely going to be an interesting game as well. Um, running quarterback versus a pocket quarterback, but the pocket quarterback got more weapons and a bigger arm. What's really crazy now, think about it, is that I was going to say this. Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston came into the league together. They're in the same division. Wow, right?
What do you mean they came into the league together?
1 and 2. They were
Uh,
drafted 1 and 2. Like Jameis Winston was drafted 1, and then Marcus Mariota was drafted. I'm pretty sure.
um, I thought Marcus Mariota came in with RG3.
No, Andrew Luck.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but I think that's very interesting that these two are in the division now together.
Okay. Definitely. I got the Saints winning week 1 as well. Week 2 versus Tampa Bay.
I'm gonna take the Saints to win this.
I'm taking Tampa Bay. Week 3 at Carolina.
They start their they start their season with nothing but divisional game. Is that what?
You can get them out the way early.
I guess you know who you playing. I guess, or you know who. Yeah, you know everything they can do to you after this. But yeah, they're going to beat the Carolina Panthers.
I agree. Uh, versus Minnesota in the UK.
I had them going 3-0 up to this point. This is their first loss. Yeah, they're going to lose to Minnesota, even if it is in the UK. Which is shout out to our London fans. If it is in UK, I'm not sure where it actually is. But shout out to them. Uh,
Um,
but I think Minnesota's just too stacked offensively with their new head coach.
um, I believe that whoever has the better defense in this game is going to win this game. So I'm gonna take the Vikings in this.
That's
Week
tough.
Week 5 versus Seattle.
That's tough. I'm really surprised you say Minnesota got the better defense right there.
No, no, I'm saying whoever has the better defense will win.
We'll win,
Yeah,
but you taking Minnesota to win the game.
correct.
So you saying they have the better defense
That day they will.
that day? Gotcha. That day, I didn't hear that part. Um, yeah, they're going to stomp the Seahawks out.
I agree. Week 6 versus Cincinnati.
Now we're talking. This is a lot of firepower. This is a lot of firepower on both sides. Um, I'll let you go first. I'm sorry.
Um,
This tough.
this should be a shootout in my opinion. High scoring 30 points games per team. I think Cincinnati is going to be still the better team in the long run. So I have Cincinnati winning.
I'm going to take the Saints actually, but that's because they're at home, and I feel like with the noise level and probably one or two turnovers by Joe Burrow or maybe Joe Mixon is going to change this whole game.
Week 7 Thursday night at Arizona.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota versus Marshawn Lattimore is going to be not Marcus Mariota. My fault. Um, Marshawn
Jameis.
Lattimore versus Jamar
Oh,
Chase. That's what I meant.
gotcha. Okay,
That was going to be fly. Um, my fault. On a Thursday, D Hop's first game back, right?
correct.
This is a tough one because once again, I really respect Marshawn Lattimore. Um, but I don't think there's an answer for Kyler's feet in this situation. So I'm gonna take Cardinals.
I agree.
Ooh,
Uh,
that's a tough
week 8 versus the Vegas Raiders.
one. I think the Raiders will have too much firepower for the Saints defense to really stop up. That being said, Tyron Matthew will be a X factor in this game because he does know the Raiders. Um, but I could see Chandler Jones and Max Crosby getting the Jameis Winston patting the ball.
I believe this is going to be another shootout game. Uh, but I have the Raiders winning. Week 9 versus Baltimore.
Sheesh. Sheesh. Oh man. They're they're at home too. Who are you taking in this situation? This is tough.
Baltimore.
How are you justifying this?
Ball control football and Baltimore, if healthy, should have a really good defense.
So yeah, and while I agree with you, I think the Saints will also have a good defense. Where I'm getting stuck on is the Saints receivers versus no, my fault. The Ravens receivers versus you know what I mean? You could
I
have
don't
one
think
per
that
person that
matters
could
for
you don't
Baltimore.
think so?
No, they don't use their receivers a lot, especially throwing the ball downfield. And as we know, Lamar's throwing has been, I wouldn't say bad, but definitely very questionable.
It's the offensive coordinator. I done told you this.
Yeah, but offensive coordinator's not overthrowing the balls. You know what I'm saying?
Is
Um,
he's not overthrowing them? Stop.
he does it a lot, dog. I'm telling you.
I'm not doing this.
Um,
You're wrong.
so I don't think that matters because they're such a run heavy team. Um, in the long run, yes, they don't have great receivers, but they're so damn run heavy, and they have like they go like 2, 3 running backs deep, and Lamar's legs alone should be able to help them not only milk the clock, but their defense should be solid enough not to give up more than 24 points in this game to help them win it.
Um, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Ravens as well, but it's a very toss 'em up game to me. But I really think Lamar is going to have some crazy heroics.
Definitely. All right, week 10 at Pittsburgh.
Now this is a matchup here. I'm telling you straight up. Now this is where we learned that if that left tackle that went to the Dolphins, I don't know why I can't remember homie's name.
Tunsil.
Um, not Tunsil. He was with the Saints last year. He just went to the Dolphins, but I can't remember. I'll think about it. We'll learn how big of a loss that is for them because if I can see the Saints winning this game, but they got to get the ball out and they because Pittsburgh don't got the greatest corner. Like let's just say it like what it is. That being said, I think Chris Olave can get behind him. I think all of that can happen, but that defensive front can also have a saying in that. So I think that's where we start that. So I'm gonna take the Saints actually to win this game.
So looking at this game, I'm not as worried. This might sound crazy. I'm not actually that worried about the Saints receiving core in this game. I'm more worried about how do we attack Alvin Kamara. Is that Devin Bush going to be spying on? Is that Miles Jack going to be spying on him? Because I don't think anything downfield is going to matter from the standpoint. I think our pass rush is good enough to nullify that and make it easier on our corners. But quick throws, short throws, little tosses out the backfield to Alvin Kamara is what puts them. I think that wins them the game offensively. Defensively, they should be fine. So on paper, I think the Saints should be able to win this game, but playing through Alvin Kamara.
So you got the Saints winning.
Yes, they should win, in my opinion, on paper.
Gotcha.
But I feel like these are one of those games that Jameis Winston can definitely lose them, especially if they can't protect him and he's running for his life. And then we can get not as great throws, and that's where we get interceptions and things like that. But in theory, I think they should be working it short and working it to Alvin Kamara out the backfield, and that should win
Yeah,
them the game.
and like screens, wide receiver screens, and in around Chris Olave. Get the ball to your speedsters, not to make plays, and then play action and stuff like that off of that.
Yeah, definitely. Week 11 at the Ram. I'm sorry, Week 11 versus the Rams.
Yeah, see, this is where the Rams' schedule is actually hard. They have to go to the Saints, and that's very tough. I oof, man, this is tough, dog. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna take the Saints.
I'm gonna take the Rams
Yeah, yeah. That's just a tough one.
because it's one of those things. If Michael Thomas is healthy, they might have a chance. But if Michael Thomas isn't healthy and he's not there, I don't see what they're going to do against that Rams defense.
Jalen can't guard Michael Thomas. I will say that.
Can't?
He could try. Michael Thomas, bro, that nigga big, bro. That is a big boy, bro. He's big. When he wants to go up and get the ball, he's going up and getting it. I like Jalen, but Michael Thomas is nice. Now with Jameis Winston there, we still gotta see that because we didn't really see it last year. But Michael Thomas is nice, and then that's not even the only problem. Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, like I don't know how you guard. I don't know how you guard all that. I just don't know how you guard all of it.
Um, I still think the Saints are going to have problems with that pass rush and Aaron Donald as well. That should definitely help them out a lot. Uh, and I think that's going to be the oh, and I don't see them slowing down per se. That Rams offense. I think the Rams should be able to pull this out. Maybe
See,
it's a close game,
that's where you lose me.
but I'm taking the Rams.
That's where you lose me though. When you say the Saints defense can't slow down the Rams, you lost me with that. Like
I think
Marshawn,
top. I think what's his name? Sean McVay is a good enough coordinator to out scheme that defense.
all right, fair enough. I think Cooper Cup is the X factor. I will say that. So look, Michael Thomas and Cooper Cup are my two X. That it's a very tossing up game for me right there.
Mm. All right, Week 12 at San Francisco.
Oh, they're going to lose to San Francisco.
I agree. Week 13 at Tampa Bay.
Uh, they will lose to Tampa Bay here.
They have a Week 14 bye. I agree with you on Tampa Bay. They have a Week 14 bye. Then they're facing Atlanta at home on Week 15.
Um, they're going to beat Atlanta.
I agree. Week 16 at Cleveland.
Deshaun Watson will be back. Running game will be rocking and rolling. And I think Cleveland will be fighting for a playoff spot. So both these teams will be fighting for playoff spots right now. So at Cleveland, I'm gonna take Cleveland because of snow. I'm gonna bet that's going to either be super cold or snow.
I agree. Uh, at Philly, Week 17.
That's crazy because it's still gonna be cold, but they're going to beat Philly.
I agree. And they finished the season versus Carolina, Week 18.
They'll beat Carolina.
I agree as well. I don't think I
Not a
had them
winner.
winning that many games, honestly.
So what?
Maybe like 6 or 7 games. I think they're a fringe playoff team. They might be able to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to be around that 500 mark. 9 wins, 7 wins, something like that.
I forgot how many wins I had them having, but I had them starting out 3-0. So I think that tells you where I'm at with them. I really believe I think the Saints have a really good team, at least to go into the playoffs with. Um, that's if Michael Thomas is healthy, obviously, and playing. That's the biggest thing for me, biggest player for them. I
Hmm.
would say overall. I do love the Chris Olave pickup. I love the Jarvis Landry pickup. I think they're top notch for this organization. And once again, maybe it's not even for Jameis Winston. Maybe it's for um, to get a big name free agent to come to your organization. You know what I mean? Or
Yep.
to maybe even make that trade for one of the young guys that's not panning out wherever they are at the moment.
Um, so for my wrap up, I'm going to say I think the Saints are definitely good on paper. If they are able to make the playoffs, I think they're a first round exit though.
Well, I think they get a team tough. Okay. Okay.
All right. Let us know down below. Do you guys think the Saints are making the playoffs? How do you feel about their receiving room? How far do you think they're going to go this year? Are they any good? Let us know down below. And while you're down there, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that like button. It really does help. Thank you for watching another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.